Right then, so I'm sure you've been waiting for this video for a while since I originally announced it a couple of weeks ago. But here we finally have an in-depth look at my Mediclinics Machflow PLUS. So also this is my first unscripted voiceover video, so I might not know what to say for some bits because I've just got a script in front of me that I'm reading off. Right, let's have a little look at the outside here first. We've got a dry flow brand in there. Absolutely nothing on the top. Nothing on the sides, unless you're somewhere where they put like asset stickers on the sides. And on the bottom, you've got the 8 air inlet vents. This QR code, which you'd think stores something useful, but no, it's just redirects to Intelligence warranty registration page. The nozzle, which I originally thought had 3 horizontal air outlets, but if you look closely, the top and bottom are just filled in. The only air outlets in the middle. The sensor, which is very textured, but I've never felt a sensor of a Machflow before, so it could also be like this. And then the sticker, which looks a lot like most Mediclinics stickers, except it's obviously got some dry flow stuff on it. Right there, you've got HDDF, GF, M2H-WTM, which I'm guessing that is stands for hand dryer, dry flow, G-force, Mark II, HEPA, dash white, trademark. Then MO9A dash field, and what that means, dry, obviously dry flow. Serial number, which as you can see, made in 22. It's virtually a brand new unit, it just starts a new smell when you run it. And yeah, that's about what's on the sticker. We've got the base here, which I'll explain a little bit more about that once we've got inside of the dryer. Manuals, which not really anything exciting in there. There's this bit of paper which Intelligence sent with the thing. Oh yeah, I've got straight into this. I explained, I got this from £55 off eBay refurbished for Intelligent hand dryers, but it just seems to be a customer return because it's virtually a brand new unit. It's clearly been hardly used. Did have some issues getting the HEPA filter for this, but I'll explain that more when we're inside. We've got a little pack of screws with, try and get this open. So yeah, we've got the little bottom plug there, which I had to remove from there to route the cable up inside. Wall mounting screws, a couple other little ones, which ones, I know one's for the back players, I don't know what the other one's for. And then the little Allen key thing that I need to get. Bag's annoying. Right, there we go. So here's Allen key, nothing particularly special. I'm certain I'm using these the wrong way round. Oh, can't we do this? Oh, hang on. Can't we do that with my left hand? Now I'm holding my phone with my left hand, which feels really weird. Why won't that go in? Oh, why can I not get that in? There. Yeah, never been sure what way you're meant to use these. I often use them horizontally, but I've had to use this quite like this portrait orientation to actually get this off on camera. One screw in its washer. Oh yeah, also this screw hole here, it's not actually a cover screw. That seems to be just for when connecting to this through there, because this then covers up these 2 cover screws. Because if you look on any normal non-plus Machflow, it's not got that, only the 2 left and right screws. Right, there we go. So they're both off now. Now the cover is an absolute pain to get off this thing. Not quite sure why, as it would make sense if it's intended to be attached to a wall, but since this, with the quick release thing, you'd if you're using that, then you'd be getting the cover off on a table like I am here, so not really sure why it's such a pain to get off. So you have to, where do I put you? I'll put it on there. To try and very awkwardly pry this thing off. What I will say now is that the cover is actually heavier than the hand dryer itself. So obviously it's a really thick steel cover, not ABS plastic. getting there we go. There we go, done it. So I've released the bottom there, which first time round near impossible to get off because I've took the cover off more. I've either gotten used to it more or I've just loosened it. So I pulled that off there, and you have to pull it right back here to. I'm trying to push my soundbar right out of the way. Hang on. Ow. So yeah, then you pull that off there, which chuck that off my bed for a minute. So inside, same serial number on there, nothing different from the sticker on the outside. That there, no idea what that means. The little clip which I was struggling with earlier to try and unhook it from there. Earth cable, HEPA filter, which I'll talk about in a second. And then down here we have the two adjustment little screwy things for sensor and motor power, which I haven't touched the sensor one, but I've changed the motor one a couple of times. So, will we going to be able to stand this up? Oh yes, I can stand it up. So yeah, HEPA filter, advertised as coming with one, didn't come with one, so I emailed Intelligent. At first they were like, oh, we can't help you, it's a refurbished unit, but I was like, well, that's false advertising if you're saying that it comes with a HEPA filter, but it, actually no, I said something before that email. What did I say? I can't think what I said in that email. Oh no, yeah, I said something else. I said about how it's false advertising if it doesn't come with a HEPA filter. And then they were like, well, it's not false advertising, like you get what you see in the photos, it's not false advertising. Actually, yeah, that was the first thing I said. They said about how you get what you see in the photos and it's not false advertising, but I explained how a HEPA filter isn't the type of thing that you would remove to put in a photo. So then they were like, this is not false advertising, but we'll send you one anyway. So yeah, that just clips out like that. Actually, I didn't show it very well, but yeah, that's the motor intake there. The HEPA filter's actually optional on this. Try and catch it better, put it back in. Try and get it back in one-handed. Surprisingly annoying trying to take apart a hand dryer one-handed. So yeah, clips in like that. To get it out, you literally just pull it out. These are black marks everywhere. They're from these anti-vibration pad things on the back, but left marks like everywhere I've pushed it. So what else we've got? We've got this piece of cable which I wired on, which just plug on the other end, nothing special. And then you've also got the hole. No, those are screws. You also got the hole to run the cabling out on the back, which obviously you can run it out through the bottom or the back. I've chosen the bottom for this one so I can lay it down like this when working on it. If I awkwardly flip the unit around, okay, you can see the hole there. And oh yeah, back onto this quick release backplate thing. So basically, since this is optional, you need like two plug bits to put on it. One plug bit, which is here, which if I open this flap, it just like pops right out. So yeah, that came included with it, because at first I didn't understand it. I had to look online. But yeah, eventually I figured out there's meant to be two of them pieces. One goes here, then the other, like you remove this terminal piece. No, the window's blinding you. You remove this terminal piece here, route the cables up and wire them into a plug on the back there. So that'll slide down there and into there. But it didn't come with that plug bit, and Intelligent reckoned they couldn't help me, but I didn't even think about pursuing that one because this is an optional piece which I didn't think was included anyway. So there's 4 screws here covering the motor, which I've not actually taken this extra, no, not 4 covers, there's 6 screws holding this top piece of plastic on for the motor, which I've not actually taken them off yet, but I'm thinking for filming, why not take them off? So grab my screwdrivers. Right there, screwdriver. So I may as well remove all these. Well, it's obviously going to be the motor inside. Also, I quickly mentioned this dryer is very safe on the inside compared to some older dryers. Like the one that hand dries with Splashy has got, that Series 5000 brand as PHS. There's so many exposed live parts on the inside. Whereas here it's all really covered in plastic other than the terminal block up there. And then kind of like under here, which is PCB and whatnot. What else do I talk about whilst unscrewing screws? Oh yeah, I may as well mention that I would like to get some more hand dryers in the future, but like I said with that awful text-to-speech voice in my 1 year video, that got to convince a certain relative to let me have more, which was hard enough to get this one, so who knows if / when that'll happen. But at the very least, I've got an interesting, really good performance hand dryer. Where's that gone there? And then in the future, I've already got a hand dryer ready for when I've got a house, because obviously being a hand dryer infused, I'm not going to put a fabric towel in my bathroom / bathrooms, depending on how many there are. So there's 3 of them 6 screws off now. 4. So what would be really cool is to get my hands on an accelerator also, but like there's only a couple of them on eBay and they're all really expensive. And it wouldn't surprise you, most of probably wrong voltage anyway, so it'd be an awful idea to try putting a 120 volt unit on 240 volt, probably just blow it up straight away. Oh, why is my hand shaking? Actually, I'm shaking because I'm right-handed and not left-handed. So, we've got the 6 motor cover thing screws off, so that pulls right off. This is the first time I've taken this off. I've not taken this off the camera before. So if we look in here, looks like the actual motor is just this tiny little bit at the top, and it funnels it down through that hole there. And there's some, what are they, live and neutral wires. And funnel it through that weird thing, then comes down up the single blade nozzle there. You can see it's a lot lighter inside. I've taken that top bit off. So I'm not going to dismantle this any further because I've had a bit of a tendency of breaking things when taking them right apart before, so I'd rather not break my hand dryer, so I'm not going to dismantle this any further. In the top here, there's that bit there, metal. That's metal as well, that's a big rubber pad around it, probably try and reduce noise. So for that far interior bit, I'm going to put that back on now, because I don't really want to mess about too much in there. Got to line this up. There we go, lined up. Now I've got the fun of putting 6 screws back on whilst I try and think of something for you. For God's sake. As I was saying, I've now got the fun of putting 6 screws back on whilst trying to think of something to talk about in the meantime. Now, what should I talk about? I may as well talk about my finds yesterday, so don't really want to spoil like a lot because I try and keep stuff semi-secret unless I get really excited about it and make a community post just after I found it. But yeah, yesterday went to this baby/toddler clothing thing on Newmarket Showground, which was boring. They had Airstream Vitesses and the 2 sets of male toilets that were open, but the 2 accessible toilets had much more interesting things in them. Because the first one, I went into the disabled toilet first, found something really good in there. You might be able to guess what it is already. Yeah, I found something good in there. I was really pleased about that. I went into the male toilet, saw the Vitesses and was really angry for like 2 minutes thinking that them Vitesses had replaced the awesome thing. But then I realised that they're that the Vitesses were mounted on recessed paper towel dispensers. So it did not look like there'd been another dryer there before, just paper towels. Which is weird, it's normally the disabled toilets which don't have dryers in them. And then dryers in the standard toilets, but it seems to be the other way around there. I feel like it's not aligned properly in here. This is what happens when I try to put it on one-handed. Yeah, it'll do. I'm afraid to take it off at some point anyway. Yeah, then the other set, male toilets, more Vitesses. Whereas I'm sure you saw my community post, their Vitesses were grey, yet they had the yellow PHS logo instead of the black one was normally present on their grey dryers. So I'm not sure if they're brand new or if they're a couple of years old. Actually, I said Newmarket Showground like a few minutes ago, didn't I? No, it was Newmarket Racecourse in the Conference Centre / Millennium Stand there. I keep going off track here. That's what happens when I make unscripted videos. So then, the accessible toilet in the second set, that had something really rare. I dropped my phone there. What's that brightness thing now? Yellow on the screen. I'm gonna have to cut this to fix the brightness, aren't I? Hang on. Right, so sorted that brightness thing now. The right, let me finish explaining this. So then the accessible toilet in the second set, that had something really old and rare in it, but so I'm guessing that the awesome thing in the other accessible toilet replaced an old and rare thing. I mean, it was so rare to the point where Google search brought back nothing. I've never seen one on YouTube before. It wasn't fast, it was more of a hand burner. And also, quickly what else? Cambridge, which I mentioned in a post that's been posted earlier today at the time of recording this, so I don't know when I upload this. Tesco, which had a couple of interesting combos, no accelerators unfortunately though. And then, what else? Oh yeah, that HEPA branded HO2 and Waitrose. I guess you could compare what I'm talking about now to like when people do like diary finds of when they've had like a trip out like somewhere to film dryers. Yeah, I'm sure I've forgotten a lot of things that I'm going to mention next, but back to the relevant topic of this video, let's plug the dryer in. Because, well, you might think it's really dodgy doing it with the cover off. Like I said, there's only a couple of exposed parts. I'm not going to touch it whilst it's plugged in. So, a bit risky, but definitely not the biggest thing I've done. Unplug. Plug in. Now watch the sheer power of this. This is on maximum power. Watch the sheer power when I put my hand under. Performance is absolutely mental. Right, as I was trying to say, the performance is absolutely mental on this thing. Because, oh yeah, I forgot to mention something, heater switch. I've left the heater switched off because literally after you've done about 2-3 dries, the air's warm anyway, so there's no point in adding the 400 extra watts of power onto it. So yeah, performance is absolutely mental. And it's adjustable. I'd say lowest power. I don't know what dryer would be compared. Hang on, I've got a screwdriver here, can't I? I run it again in medium and low power with the cover off. So like I said, if you get your own dryer, I don't advise running it with the cover off. I certainly would not even think about running it with the cover off. It was some old dryer with a load of exposed parts, but being a pretty modern dryer, it's fairly safe inside. So that's exactly medium power. Switch on. Oh yeah, don't mind my cable management mess here. I spent literally a whole day under my desk doing it up nice. It kind of undid itself over time. I put a new monitor up here and I had to pull everything out, so I just gave up and just left it the mess it is. So yeah, medium power. Still really powerful. That's definitely more powerful than a lot of dryers I've used. Oh, what else was I going to say? I don't know what else I was going to say. Probably remember in like 5 minutes time. So yeah, now we'll turn this down, right down to low. That's still fairly loud on max. It's on, no, not on max. It's still fairly loud on medium. So on max, it's literally like over 100 decibels, I'd say. On medium, it's still fairly loud, and low's fairly quiet. Take a listen. On low power, I'd still say that's about as powerful as a Pebble Mini, because my school put in Pebble Minis the other month, which I've got a video lined up of one of them in late September, October, no, probably October time. But yeah, still, even on low power, it's still pretty powerful. Now I've left it on down there, not the best ideas. So guess what I'm gonna do now is turn it back up to max, put the cover on, then do a one-handed dry time test. Well, I say dry time test, not really like a special dry time test, just wet my hand and see how ridiculously fast the water gets blown off. Cover. Oh yeah, say hello to my keyboard. Had to leave it there and unplug it. So I'm gonna have to bend down and get it back on, because I've got to pull the dryer right forward on the desk. And then hook this over the hook thing at the back. Yeah, I've got to hook it over like that weird hooky thing at the back there. Actually, that's not the hooky thing, it's that there. So if I've done that right, no, I've not done that right. I've no problem getting this on off camera. Now I'm on camera and I've got the pressure that that's not lined up properly. Oh, that's why I've been stupid and left the cable out. Right, there we go. So yeah, cover on now. So I'll cut this, go wet my hand, come back and dry time. Alright then, my hand's soaking wet, and also I've just noticed that cover's not on properly. I'll start in a minute. But dry time. That is my hand, bone dry. Oh yeah, also there's a brushless model of this. I've just got a brushed version here. But yeah, brushless model has a 20-year warranty on the motor. As you can see, water, probably water on the floor. No, it's actually not. Oh yeah. I guess I'll plug that under there. Actually no, I'll do something else actually first. Hang on. So, I've got a piece of Tesco ATGSM office paper and I want to see, does the dryer rip through the paper or not? I've never done this before, so let's see. Well, no it doesn't, the paper barely survives, but ridiculously loud. I'll try to get Decibel X out when doing that, see how loud it actually reaches. Oh, 150 zone minutes. Right, so here I have an ATGSM piece of Tesco office paper. I just did this the first time, but guess what? I wasn't recording as I managed to somehow hit stop and I went to get for the paper. But I'm not going to spoil it, I'm just going to let you watch this. So no, it does not rip the paper, but it makes the most ridiculously loud sound ever. That might just give me an idea next time I go to some busy toilets with like really loud dryers in, put a piece of paper under them. That would be funny. Right, so that's a future short idea now done. Goodbye piece of paper, you've served your time. Now you're going in the bin. Paper is successfully in the bin. Oh yeah, you probably heard a weird buzzing sound when I was running that. That's because it's not on the table properly. It's the two of them bits that are off the table. What do I need to do next? I need to fix the nozzle because I've buggered that up on the inside. Yes, that's definitely isolated. I'd rather not electrocute myself. Because then you wouldn't get any more hand dry videos, which I'm sure would please a couple of you, but disappoint most of you. I've struggled with getting this car. Oh my god, look at the state of my deck on them anti-slip pads. So, bloody hate this cover, it's such a pain in the arse to get off. Now let me bring my chair this way and sit down. My cheap Argos chair, which somehow is still functional for a chair, God knows how many years later. I'm gonna have to like skip this bit in the video, aren't I? Oh, come on, I'm sure you're all getting very bored of listening to me by now. Right, one side. I thought I'd try and wrestle with a dryer to get this cover off. There we go. Didn't mean to slam the dryer in the desk, but there we go, it's off. I need to fix this, which I have a feeling I've just buggered that up when I did these screws, so I might have to fix that in a bit. Yeah, I think as the sensor, I've just, well, that's what happens when I take a bit off that I've not taken off before. Right, I'll sort that out off camera later. What else is... Am I going to make this the end of the video? Is there anything else I can think of to do? Let's have the filter ring clipped in properly. Actually, no, it's not clipped in properly because I've indeed not lined the thing up like I said I didn't think I had earlier. No, I don't think I'm thinking of anything else to do. I believe I've covered everything. Let's hear the clicky switch first. Make sure to not sit on my chair, otherwise I'll get a bit of a surprise. So yeah, this is the heater control switch, which I've just left off because the air gets warm very quickly. Like feeling this cupboard pretty warm. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna end this here because I'm not gonna bother putting the cover back on because I need to fix this nozzle piece. Actually, I might try and find if there's somewhere I can balance the camera to do like a two-handed dry test. Right, bear with me. No, I unfortunately could not find a suitable place to balance the camera. However, I've just thought I can do some dry time tests on the min and low setting. Not min and low, medium and low settings. So turn that to medium. I'll fix the cover this nozzle off camera. Then I'll come back with a wet hand so we can see the drying performance on medium setting. Right then, so I fixed the bit inside. My hand is wet. The dryer is on medium power. So let's go. Even on medium power, that is ridiculously fast. Like, well done Mediclinics. I don't think there are many companies that are able to make dryers this good. It's like jet towels, they're really fast, but the air velocity is nowhere near that high. And a little bit of a disadvantage is that one-hand drying time is as slow as two-hand drying time due to blade design, but then that could be said for quite a few blade dryers and like all hands in dryers anyway. I'll try go and awkwardly get this off again. This is the one bit I find really annoying, the cover. I don't know why it's such a pain to get off, but it is. Well, that's one side kind of off. At least you're just having to shake this and try and push down on it to unlatch it. It's annoying. Oh, is that coming? Oh no, it's not. I thought I had that for a second. There we go. Right, so see, look, that was on medium power. Look at the state of my desk. I need to get a wet wipe on that. They take it called baby wipes, but I've always just been told they're wet wipes for my whole life. So, put that back on once again. Dryer's really warm now, even with the heater off, still blowing out hot air, so that's why I've not bothered to put the heater on. So now, I'll turn it right down to low power, which is there, if we look on the top here. Oh, you can't really see that. Yeah, motor plus top left, lowest bottom, top right. As you can see, top right. So now I'll put the cover back on off camera. I'll get the cover on, wet my hand again. I'll come back, dry time. Then I'm back, dry is it, plugged in. My hand is wet. So let's dry. Right, so it's obviously not as fast on the low setting, and I must say that sound really reminded me of a Mitsubishi Jet towel. So listen. That really does remind me of a Mitsubishi Jet towel. I don't know why, I don't know if it's just me or if any of you think it does too, but that just sounds very similar. Let's switch it off. Right, so I managed to accidentally cut the video when unplugging that, but I've undergone the pain of unlatching that already for the last time this video. So, try to carelessly balance. Actually, no, let's put it on the bed. Not as risky. Join the keyboard. So put this back up to max. Yes, just give us one last reminder of the power on maximum. Actually, try not to cut a video this time. Yeah, as a reminder for you for the ridiculous power of that on max. So that just about wraps this up, I believe. So there's one last thing I've got to mention, which I've deliberately saved this till last. I'll do this whilst I put the cover screws on, actually. But actually, no, let's go to the bathroom first. Right, so I'm here in the bathroom quickly. I haven't brought the dryer with me just to cover, but my relative would let me have it installed here. Would have fitted perfectly on there. And what's out here? 3-pin plug socket, so you could have plugged it in straight there. This is getting heavy. But they unfortunately wouldn't let me have it installed here. So that's not an option. All you have to do is just take that out there. So back to my room for the hope what may be the final take, unless I decide to clear off somewhere else for the dryer or cover. Right, so I've decided this is definitely the final take. What I was going to say is that I've actually had a proposition for a relative to go another one, because they said that I can put it in their kitchen. However, the odds are that I'm going to have to turn it down to at least mid-power, if not lower. So I'm thinking of taking that offer, because I'm over there fairly often, so I mean I do get a fair bit of use out of it, and then they'll also get to use it as well. And it would really show the day-to-day performance of this when drying both hands, and also get an idea of the reliability, like how long is it until I need to like clean it out and do motor brushes. Well, I shouldn't need to do motor brushes for a long time, but still just get a general idea of how well it goes after however many weeks / months, which I'm expecting it to just stay in the same condition that it is. I always take care of my stuff. So yeah, I think that is about it. So obviously this is a bit different for your normal video from me. I would like to do more content like this, however I don't get a load of opportunities. I can easily do a voiceover knowing that I'm not going to get disturbed or there's going to be background noise, but thankfully today is one of them opportunities where I've gotten to. I don't mind my 2 Xboxes. I just use that 1S with an alt account for when unlocking achievements on my Series X, because, well, I don't have any friends to unlock Xbox achievements with me, which is unsurprising given that I'm a hand dryer enthusiast. So yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching and goodbye. And also don't forget to leave your thoughts on this video below, since first time something like this. Right, bye.